hiring staff is the next big thing when it comes to an agency. An agency can't function without people to do some of the work. You as the agency owner can't be the guy that does the SEO, that manages the client, that sells to the client, that does the reporting, that does the content, that does the link building, that does the technical and everything else. You'll die if you work at scale. There's just not enough hours in the day, and you're probably not skilled enough to be able to be good at everything. There's no one out there who is. So you're always going to need staff, and that is always a massive problem for agency owners. Where I've found value with staff, at present I've got a small team that I've still retained, even though we don't really do a huge amount of client work. So I like having physical staff based in my office that I can turn around to and say, we need to record the video, I need this content, we need this, we fix that, whatever the problem may be, as opposed to having, say, a web developer in, Eastern Europe or wherever you choose to get someone, and he might get back to me in 2 or 3 days when I've got a phone call from someone saying this is broke, that's broke, I need it fixed quickly. So I try and have a core team of staff here. So over the years I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, of all different ages and stuff like that. Where I've found the best value is looking for young people who obviously are enthusiastic, turn up presentable and stuff like that, and take them, even though they're unskilled and inexperienced in digital, and get them to work the way that we want to work. I've had other people from agencies, I've had other people, big egos, I've had, older people, that just didn't take orders from younger people, tried everything, and I think what worked well for me was getting young people in, and you can also get help with their wages and stuff like that from the local councils and stuff, and work with these people to be able to whip them into some form of shape that's going to benefit your business. And I think hiring a small amount of people would definitely benefit your business. It's good to have people with you, reliable, that you can quickly turn to get stuff done. However, one failure I did make was scaling up the staff side of things very, very quickly. What I didn't do was consider that I was putting a big noose around my neck, hiring all those people. I didn't ever consider hiring a freelancer, a remote worker for a lot of these tasks. And the great thing about this industry is all of it, or every single last bit, 100% of this work can be outsourced. You could basically be an agency selling someone else's stuff. You could just be the sales arm, and you just outsource the whole lot to another agency. So you don't have to have 10, 15, 20 staff there. You can have a core team that does the stuff for you, and anything else you need, you could pull in remote workers, freelancers, other agencies, whatever it may be. And places where people have to work smarter. So for me, hiring a content writer that earns $400 a month is far better than me hiring someone here in the UK on £2,000 a month that can barely write a sentence. And that's the sad reality of what we're in. People want $1.5 grand, $2 grand a month in the UK, and the reality is the $400 is a lot of money in another place in the world, and the quality is equally as good from abroad. And obviously, in terms of business profitability and scalability, not having that noose around your neck, because you can use these freelancers as often as you want, as little as you want, or whatever. There's websites out there like Upwork, hire a freelancer. There's tons of them. You can also go on to places like onlinejobs.ph and hire someone from the Philippines to do very dedicated tasks, whether that was finding keywords or whatever it may be. I think a lot of these remote workers are very good at taking direction. So if you say this is the process, you are going to look at this, and you're going to then check that in SEMrush to pull out other keywords. These guys can follow processes really easy, and for me, scaling up your business, you have to consider all options and costs and everything else. So below, I'm going to talk a bit about the processes, the just examples of processes that you give people. I think when you hire remote workers, the processes is the biggest thing, where you just give them the process, the training, and off they pop and do the designated task that you want, whether, as I say, whether that's writing words, whether it's inputting stuff into a spreadsheet, whatever it may be. The processes have to be on point. If you don't have any processes, and you're going to have to keep repeating yourself to every remote worker, you're wasting so much time. So consider having a training portal that you just give to people, and whether the processes are the same for your internal staff, great. It just means you don't have to repeat. There's a process for every last thing that's done in your office, whether that's a process for doing a site audit. We want, whether your process was, for example, run it through SEMrush, Screaming Frog, and Deep Crawl. That might be your internal process. You just want 3 different sets of data. Then it goes to this guy, who's then going to instruct that guy to do all the on-page changes and so on. That stuff all has to be documented, and there has to be some system in place for your business to operate when an audit takes place. And then when that audit's done, there's got to be processes for fixing that. And then there's got to be processes for content getting added to your website. So who does the keyword research? Who writes the content? Who adds the content? Who adds the internal links? Who then passes that to the guy that's going to be building external links to that blog post or whatever it may be. So there's processes for absolutely everything. And just below is an example of what I would give to someone. But as I say, you need to document processes for everything in your agency. Otherwise, it's all going to be a mess. So do consider that.